Hi guys, I just thought I'd do a quick post. Just feeling very disheartened at the moment. Autism mum here. If you've been following my post, you'll know who I am, and Caden is. So I'm in bed, by the way, because I'm not feeling too great at the moment. But anyway, my Caden, he loves arts and crafts, and you know when an autistic child or any child, neurotypical or neurodivergent, whatever disability, if they're showing an interest or they have that kind of like that skill, that talent in a certain activity or art or whatever, these are the kind of things that we need to sort of encourage our children to be in and to motivate them, and especially like autistic kids, because as you know, a lot of them can have like my son, speech delay, speech and language delay, learning disability, educational delay. But he shows such interest in arts and crafts. He loves them. Sometimes he makes things and I'm so baffled how he's made them. When he's cutting, he cuts very carefully, and you know, he's really showing so much attention into what he's doing. And I said, you know what, I'm going to grab this, because even if he's behind with his education, with his numbers, with, you know, with his English, whatever, science, you know, all these educational needs, there's something that he likes, that he can grab, that he can make a career of. What I'm saying to you is, I feel disheartened because I've been applying to art schools, to, you know, for children, to help my son. Now, Caden is like, I don't know, between level 1 to 1.5, I would say, at the moment. It's because of his speech and language delay, or maybe 1 to 2. I don't know, to be honest. I don't even like these points, but at the end of the day, you know, it's a spectrum, and we know that there are, like, you know, level 1 autism, and then it can progress to really severe. You autism parents, you know what I'm talking about, okay? But like, he's just got knockback after knockback. And what I didn't like is that they didn't even ask the question, like, and I know it's a sensitive thing, but it's 2025. Autism is becoming more apparent. There's more knowledge. There's more education on it. Provisions are being made in some places, but just not enough. What hurt me is that you just said, no, sorry, we don't have provisions for autistic children. You don't know if my boy's able to read and write. He's independent. He can toilet himself. He can do whatever himself. You don't know anything about them. But yet, it's just, no, sorry, we don't have provisions for autistic children. It's been knockback after knockback. It's like, this is not okay. This is not okay. I don't know how anyone else feels if you've had these problems, but it's so much, you know, even when you're doing your EHCP, when you're applying to schools, when you're doing this, you want to get into the art or whatever, you know, trying to get support for your child, you know, it's always such a fight. And I understand, like, the huge backlog, and there's like so many kids on the waiting list to be diagnosed, you know, like maybe 100,000 UK children and adults waiting for a diagnosis. So it's a lot, but people are coming more forward. Adults are coming more forward because they've lived their life not knowing what's going on with them, or they've been masking all their lives because they've been kind of ashamed to know that there's something wrong with not wrong is not the right word, but there's something not okay with them. You know, they feel different in their mind. You know, it could be because they're going outside, they can't take noise, or they socially, they just can't adapt to social, you know, skills and like people and their surroundings. Autism is so wide, it's so huge, and they've hidden all their lives. And some people, that's why people are getting diagnosed later in life now, because they've had enough. Some people just like said, you know what, I've gone through my life living like this, I'm just going to carry on. And some people just want to know what's wrong with them. You know, like they felt so different to others that they want to know what's going on with them. So it's becoming more apparent now. You get some people saying, oh, autism, so much autism. No, it's not so much autism. People don't want to have autism. We accept our children, okay? And as adults, we accept ourselves, whatever it is. But nobody can tell me that if you have an autistic child, for them, you wouldn't want them to have that struggle. You just want them to be, if anything happened to us, we want to know that they're going to be okay, you know. And it sounds horrible because I love my son, Caden. I love him the way he is. I love him the way he is. That is the way that he was given to me, and that is the way he is. But if I could have made the decision for him to not have autism, I'm sorry, if I'm going to hurt anybody, I wouldn't want him to have it. I wouldn't. So people saying, oh, everyone's saying their child is autistic, everyone's saying their child is ADHD and stuff like that. It's a joke, really. It's a joke. Nobody, whatever disability, illness, whatever, nobody wants to see their child have to struggle in life or have, you know, an illness or whatever. People need to open up their resources. Not just because you're neurotypical that, you know, we're only making provisions for neurotypical people. That's not fair. They didn't even assess my child to say, okay, what are his needs? You know, is he able to cope? Can you bring him in? They can't do it for everybody, but come on, you can make a provision somewhere. It was a straight no. What are your thoughts on this, guys? Let me know.